Hi, this is Dorothy Kilty from, excuse me, from Raccoon Alley Creations on YouTube. And somewhere around here I have a page that has that written down, but I don't see it. So hopefully I'll find it. So what this is the LineDotArrow Junk Journal Domino challenge from the LineDotArrow group. And I've been busy the last couple weeks making videos for the Terry's Crafty Christmas Challenge. So now I need to get back to the other fun stuff I've got to doing. So the way I'm doing it is I'm adding things every day. So day number 9, time number 9, because I'm not doing these all in one a day in order, but I made a cluster, and now I'm going to be making a pocket. Now, I have here the items I'm going to use, kind of scrambling around. Let me take this, and these are some of the things I've made for the other days, and I'm just going to put them aside. Okay, so now I have my items here, and I'm going to add the 10th item. So what I tend to do is kind of put a little check mark or something as I use the item. So I'm starting today with music paper, and this is a sheet it's pretty thick paper, even though it's vintagey. Music sheet paper, and then I've stenciled on it, okay, already. And what I'm doing is I'm folding it like this, and I will be making multiple pockets, kind of stacked pockets here. Now, what I'm going to do next is another item is a doily, and I'm going to put the doily across the bottom like this. It'll kind of be a tuck spot. It is kind of a, the word is not tender I'm looking for, but anyway, it's fragile. That's the word I'm working for. But anyway, I'm going to put it across like this and glue it down. So where I'm going to glue it is I'm going to put glue down the center here where it's going to be folding, okay? And I'm going to put just a little bit up here as well, okay? And then I'm going to put the glue across the bottom of this page. Now, this pocket can be folded either way, so that it opens on the left or the right. I like to do a mixture of them when I'm making a journal, so they can go different directions on the pages. But also, I did it this way. Because on the music sheets, I kind of like to see this. Unfortunately, guess what? I'm going to be folding them away. But they will show up on the inside. So this first one, I'm folding. I'm using these lines to back it up. So I'm folding it underneath here. The second one is going to fold a little bit farther like this, okay? And then the third one will fold like this. I don't know if you can see that, like this. So what we have here is, we have a pocket here, sort of. We have a pocket here, or a tuck spot here. It's a pocket if I glue up these sides, and it's a tuck spot if I leave them open, okay? I'm going to go ahead and fold this doily up this way, and then add some glue to that. I could just cut it off, But this is just reinforcing this. Now there's another thing that you can do with, this can be a pocket or it can go in a pocket as a tuck spot. You can leave this, not glue the sides together, and have a plain paper on this side so that when you, so it can be kind of a hidden journaling spot and you can open it. But I'm going to make it just remain a pocket by gluing across the bottom here. Okay, I'm putting glue on one side of this. Putting my pin in, there we go. And then I'm gonna just fold this over. This paper, because it was a little bit stiffer, I did kind of open it up to fold it, but you don't have to do that. You can just, you know, tuck it under here. Now this could actually be folded down like this, and now it's echoing this line and slant of the rest of the pockets, and it also reinforces this edge without losing the doily design. Okay, we'll glue that down, and then we're going to do the same thing with this one, and especially this one. You know, if I knew for sure that I was going to glue this down as a pocket, then I could have just used it a quarter of a doily instead of half a doily. But I'm gluing that down to kind of keep it out of the way and everything. Okay, so now I've got the doily. So let's see if I checked off the doily on the list. Okay, here's the doily. So I've used 3 of the 10. Now, I want to use a word, and I also want to use a foreign to me language page. So what I'm doing is, okay, and I also want a dangle. So this is going to be 3 in 1, so to speak. I'm going to glue these words. These are from, I'm not sure if they're from the kit or from the freebies anymore. I've got them all mixed up. I used both Nathalie's Heart and Hearth, I think it is, kit. And I've also used some of the freebies. Some of these have been printed onto cardstock to make them a little firmer. But just the fact that I'm gluing it onto paper and, you know, so adding another layer will help make them stronger as well, even if you're just using paper. This is a very vintagey book paper, so it's don't get this. Okay, so I'm just cutting these out. Okay. So I've got the foreign language paper on the back. I have words, remember these moments, and I'm going to make them a dangle all at once. Okay, so here, oops, I didn't do a very good job of cutting this, did I? There we go. Okay, so remember these moments like this. What else do I have? I'm going to put in the corner because I want you to still be able to read the remember on this. Okay, well, another corner, but that's okay. Okay, and now I need I have too many projects I'm working on as usual, and they're scattered all over my desk. I'm in the process of clearing a space on a shelf for the baskets with the projects to go, but I haven't done it yet. Okay, I'm gonna dangle these from this edge right here for a couple of reasons. One is that it's got a couple of layers there. It's gonna be out of the way as I put cards and things in these pockets. So, just like that, I am adding 3 things. So I've got the doily, I've got a word, actually I've got 3 words. I've got a dangle, and I've got the foreign language. The foreign language paper. This is foreign to me. Okay, so now I need to add broken jewelry, ribbon, textured packaging, paper, and my 10th item. Okay, so the textured packaging is this right here, is what I'm using. I love this stuff. I just think it's gorgeous. Okay. And I also want to decorate this a little more. I have here, this I can tell you. Okay, this is freebies. This is more of the freebies. Okay. So what I want to do is put a little decoration around it, and I'm going to use this wreath. I'm fussy cutting it, but it's a super rough fussy cutting. Okay, I'm not getting excited if I'm not right on these edges. As long as I, have the sense of the the leaves coming out and everything, and that it's rough. Okay, if I'm off a little bit, it's fine. This next year, I hope to buy myself a scan and cut for doing this. Partially because my hands, I have arthritis in my hands, and they are not as, they don't work as well as they used to. And they hurt if I do way too much cutting. So having the scan and cut will make it easier to do that. Okay, so now this center thing, there's a couple things I can do with that. One is to cut it out, of course. Let's see if this X-Acto knife cuts. I may need to change the blade. The other thing I could do is just ink it, especially since it's going against a brown background. And so inking it would kind of make it fade into the background nicely. So let's put this here, but we want some of this textured paper behind it. Okay, whoops. Now what I'd like to do when I'm gluing this down is kind of stretch it out and glue it so you can really see the honeycomb design in it. Let's see, we'll do it this way. And then I smash it. And, way too many sorry about that. I smash it. And one of the things I like to do is put wax paper over it so that it doesn't start sticking to my fingers and really becoming a mess. Okay, so now I'm just going to add glue to this. I want to make sure I get around the hole I cut out in the center. Okay. Nathalie's papers are so beautiful. I always just love them and love using them. Let's put this over here a little bit. It's not quite centered. Okay. So now we'll check off the textured packaging. Okay. Broken jewelry, a ribbon. Let's see what I have here that I can use. This is an earring. And broken jewelry I consider to be, you know, is it truly broken jewelry? Have I lost one of the earrings? Or even if it's just something that I don't wear or use anymore. This necklace was one of my favorite necklaces, and I was really kind of upset that it got broken. So let me cut a piece off. So I like it when I have something like this that was very meaningful to me. It was important to me. I really like to be able to use it and keep it, and that also keeps the memories alive. I'm gonna, excuse me, step over to another spot over here for a second. And get my beading case. Look at all these beads and stuff. I used to do a fair amount of jewelry making, and I don't really do it anymore. But I've still got the tools and the beads galore to use. Okay, so what I'm doing with this, I'm going to be I'm feeding, whoops, wrong piece of wire. I'm feeding this wire through this hole here because I think that it starts, it helps it stay in place, so to speak, I guess. And then this is going to twist around. I didn't cut this long enough to do what I wanted to do. Let's see if I can make it fit. Nope. Okay, we'll use this one, and I'll just cut a longer string. Okay, there we go. So once again, I'm going to feed it through here. And what I want to do is make a loop with the top of this chain that I can use to attach this. Okay? So now, into my trusty package of tools. This was a makeup bag that a friend of mine gave me, oh, I don't know, 30 years ago now. And when I was doing jewelry, I discovered that rather than only using it when, woo! I don't know why that fell off the shelf. It usually stays pretty good. Okay. Only using it when I went on trips and things. I started using it when, all the time for my beading. So, and it has lasted very well. That turned out to be a really fabulous, for me, gift. Especially now when I don't do as much traveling and don't wear as much jewelry. Okay, so I'm just pinching this like this to hold it in place. And then I'm going to bend this up. Okay? And I'm going to cut, I'll leave a little bit of tail, but I'm going to take a little bit of a tail off there. Okay, so now I can add this piece of broken jewelry, and I'm just going to add it to my dangle here. There we go. So there we have the broken jewelry. Let me check that one off. Okay. Now, I want some ribbon. I need to use some ribbon. And this is, let's see, I think that'll be fine. What I'm going to do with this ribbon is I'm going to feed it. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do, is this the last one? This is the last of the 9 things I've already used. Okay, I'm going to put it on this one. Now, once again, this is folded over. Let me glue it to reinforce it. All of these can be glued down, and all these points, I didn't glue them down, but they can be glued down. And that way, if you put tags or things in the pocket that have layers to them, you don't have to worry about it coming off. This one actually will probably stay, especially since this is holding it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is punch 2 holes right here. This is a smaller punch. And actually, I'm going to do them. See if I can get them lined up. That would be nice. Okay, that far apart. So I've got 2 holes, and they're vertical. And I'm going to go through. And the 10th item I'm adding is a button. This is a metal button, and the cat's nose right here is where you sew the button on. I actually was using these buttons on something, and what I found out, I really am terrible at sewing buttons on anyway. But this metal, it kind of tore way too easy. Let me see if this needle, nope, too big. This needle will go through this hole. Nope, too big. I'm looking for a needle that's small enough to go through these holes easily, but big enough to hold this ribbon to feed through it. Anyway, I'm hoping that tying it on with ribbon and then also, come on. There we go. So this cat now has a purple nose. Okay. Let me cut it off. Okay, this will go through this hole and through this hole. Now, if I don't have okay, so the ribbon is right there, but I'm also going to tie a bow here. Can't you almost see that as a ribbon that's tied around the neck of the kitty cat? It's not tight enough. It's not holding the button in place. Let's see if we can get it tighter. There we go. That's better. Okay, so we have a little ribbon tied around the neck of the kitty cat and hanging out. So there's our ribbon. Okay, and I'm going to cut this off a tiny bit. I'm also going to put a tiny bit of glue on this, like that. And a tiny bit of glue here. Okay. Okay, so now here's a journaling card, and that can go in one of the pockets. Like that. Here is a recipe card that can be used as a journaling card, and that can go in one of the pockets. 1, 2, and what else do we have here? Now these could be decorated more. That would even be fun. So we need something for the very back pocket. This is one of the journaling pages. And so you've got journaling on both sides of this. And just by folding it, this can be tucked into the back pocket, and it'll stick out just a tiny bit. Okay? So now we need to cut something else, and here's this pretty journaling card. Now all these could be decorated some more, and that might be something that I do in the future, but for the purpose of this challenge, I'm going to leave these as they are. Just this journaling card, they are rather beautiful anyway. So we can tuck this right into here gently. Okay, and so there we have it. The 10th item was the button, which you can't see from here, but that's okay. It's peeking out a little bit. And then we have the other 9 items. And that's my domino challenge where I've added more things to it each time. So thanks, Nathalie from LineDotArrow for gorgeous papers and for a beautiful challenge. And this has been fun all along. Thank you.